Hello and welcome back to Anywhere But Here, episode 237. My name is Tom.
And my name's Ant.
And you can find us at abhpod.com. I'm so glad that I get to say that now.
Yes.
It's so much easier. Where, on the right-hand side of the page, you will find an Amazon banner. If you click on that Amazon banner, go through, do your shopping as per usual, amazon.co.uk, then we get 5% of your total basket spend. Doesn't change anything for your user experience. You don't pay anything more, nothing like that. You just help us stay on the internet paying our hosting fees. Yeah. It's a nice thing.
I mean, we'd stay on the internet anyway, but it would just cost us money out of pocket.
Yeah. You're buying on Amazon anyway,
well,
so
you're buying stuff. So
you know, why wouldn't you go
lie?
for it?
Stop lying to us. You just keep forgetting to go for our banner. Just above that banner, if you want to support us in a more regular basis, and it's a lot easier for us, and you get more stuff for it from us. Maybe you won't get your nice stuff from Amazon, but you get more from us. There is a Patreon banner. If you click through that for as little as $1 a month. I mean, that's the only tier we've got, but you can choose to pay more if you would like to. You'll just get extra content you get after the podcast, where if we've got guests, we might play a little game. Who knows?
There could be a game we've played this week.
Maybe, possibly. You'll get a spoiler cast when we record them if we see a film. We haven't done one for a long time.
Yeah.
Because I don't go to the cinema.
I've seen lots of films.
Yeah, I haven't, so there's no point doing it. Be a bit one-sided, really. But yeah, that's that. You get your YouTube videos a week early when we record them. We've sort of hit a lull on that again.
We'll get back on it.
Yeah, we will. But with all the audio content, it's more convenient for you to receive it as well. You'll get a special RSS feed that you plug that into your podcast app, and it will download all of the audio content, including this episode, without this laboured intro.
Yeah. You can find us obviously on the socials. We're on Twitter at ABH Pod, and we're on facebook.com/ABHpod. We're also on YouTube as well. Apparently these get posted up on YouTube now again.
They do, yeah.
So youtube.com/ABH Podcast.
Yes. If you want to get in contact with us about anything we've spoken about in long form, Twitter helps you with that now these days, doesn't it? But you could email us if you've got a story for us, or if you've got a complaint and you just don't even want to be anonymous. You can email us, abhpod@gmail.com.
On this episode, we've got Dan and Jim back from Roundhouse. They're here to talk about the process of writing and recording the new album, Don't Be A Dickhead. Not so new. It was new back in November, where they were supposed to have come on in December and we were bad at organising. But they're here now, and we talk about all sorts of stuff from from board games right the way through to busking people singing inappropriate songs and bros. And some loads and loads of other things as well. Tons of stuff.
Enjoy. That was good fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That intro was great. We just played 5 Clicks to Christ with the guys, with Dan and Jim
from
Roundhouse. We thought we'd get it out of the way early.
Yeah.
Sort of an icebreaker.
It's a game for the patrons, basically.
It's a game for the
patrons. If you've not heard of it, it's because you're not a patron, and you should be a patron, because then you can take part in it. Because we're not going to tell you what it is. Yeah. You have to be a patron to find out what it is. Yeah,
or you just search the hashtag and see what people are doing and try and figure it out from there.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be out on Twitter.
It's not difficult.
But it was good fun. But so if you want to find out what happened, who's the current champion, you can, go and be a patron. It's only $1 a month. We just mentioned it in the intro. But yeah, that was it. So, hello, guys.
Hello.
Hey.
Good to have you back.
Yeah, good to be here. Always.
Yeah, this is sort of a laboured trying to get you to come on, wasn't it? I don't know what happened. I don't know,
it's Christmas for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Busy time, man.
Very.
Yeah, it was a bit of up in the air trying to get 4 people to arrange a time to come on, and one of us not completely understanding what everyone else was talking about. Didn't help.
Yeah. But essentially the reason that we had you on was to talk about the new album.
Yes.
Effectively.
Yeah.
That was what you were kind of teasing last time you were on.
Yeah, that's right.
The album Don't Be A Dickhead that came out at the end of last year.
Yep.
Kind of October-ish time, right? Or November-ish?
Start November, wasn't
November,
it?
yeah. November we dropped it.
Yeah. But the good thing about it is that we've had time to actually listen to it and listen to it and listen to it
and digest it a bit.
Yeah.
Well, just
That's
generally, not just digest it, but enjoy it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it is good.
It's fucking
Like,
like not that we didn't expect it to be.
no.
But here comes the tripping ourselves up part of it. But yeah, because like you were talking about it last time, and you were saying that that there's a whole bunch of different types of song. It's not all the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
You're switching it up, and certainly you were right.
Yeah.
And
It's just cool how you can take all those different influences, the different styles, and it just fits together as well. The thing is, it doesn't, because when you hear about it, it's going to be different types of song. Your mind thinks it might sound disjointed,
yeah,
but it
yeah.
doesn't at all. It all flows together, and it's
Thanks.
really well. I mean, did you actually consciously choose where songs went because they followed on better, followed on from the last one?
I mean, in terms of writing them, we would just every time we'd meet up, we'd I guess it was consciously tapping into a different style of song, but we didn't know what the order of the album would be at that point. So we got everything recorded, and then it was a bit of a process, just like working out where things are going to be. And yeah, I don't know, we wanted it to be like a bit of a journey, really, didn't we? Like going through the different styles and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think we finally knew what tracks we wanted on the album, and then it was a case of what's going where. We tried to start on like more upbeat, like jumpier sort of like Zim Zimmer's. I think it's a perfect track to
definitely
start
it's a great opener.
And where we had that sample, that "Hello Motherfucker" bit at the start, I thought, well, that's perfect for it. And then we just ran from there and tried to get sort of lighter towards the end. The first half is a bit.
Yeah, it's a bit heavier, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it probably changes around about what World Gone Mad, Ariba,
Yeah.
that kind of area, and then it starts to get a little lighter. Although She Just Wanna as well that's your standout track, isn't it?
Yeah. Honestly, I just really like it's just the one thing I really like about your lyrics. I don't know, is it Dan writes the lyrics?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the one thing I like the subjects you tackle, the things you talk about as well, and it's like when you think of hip hop and rap, I mean, most people when they think about it, it's drugs and it's like girls and stuff like that, which yours are, but it's not. You're not talking about. It's a very different angle. You're talking about sort of like stopping, like sort of like going clean and sort of just treating women with respect and just leave her the fuck alone. She's not interested.
I did fear. Like I think I said to Jim when we were sort of 80% done. I said I'm scared of this album being really like too preachy.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to come across like I'm just telling people you have to live your life this way and whatever.
Yeah.
And obviously that's where the title come from. Don't Be A Dickhead. It just worked for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did fear it was going to be a bit preachy with the whole like vegan stuff and anti-misogyny, cocaine, and
but I think
a lot of
it kind of fits the times though, doesn't it? Because it's there's a lot of that kind of with the Me Too movement and all that kind of thing. It's like that is in the public consciousness at the moment.
Yeah.
There's like a shift in attitude towards people.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think that I don't feel that you were consciously going to like put out a message either. Like the one thing I like about the way Dan writes is that it's very circumstantial. You just write about how you're feeling at that particular time, and so it wasn't like you went out to put out all of like these different messages. It's just how it translated, really.
Because I don't think it comes across preachy at all.
No, I don't either. Yeah,
you're not trying to put the world to rights through your music. It's you're
just
talking,
saying how you feel. Yeah,
it's what I call conscious rap.
Yeah.
Like
probably encouraging people to think a bit more about what they're doing and how they're behaving.
Yeah, because it kind of fits into like I know there's a few people like Scroobius Pip, Polar Bear, B. Dolan, and a couple of others in that kind of frame of kind of conscious rap. Yeah. Sometimes it kind of comes over into like, all right, you're laying this on a bit thick, but at the end of the day, I think a positive message is a positive message, and quite why society needs to be told don't treat people with respect is like that's a sign of the times as well.
It's a shame that you kind of
that you have to
do that to people. No, I mean, I really like it. I mean, I listened to it a few times on the way to and from work, and you just put it on because it's a good CD. Like, it's a good album.
Yeah, it's not just like, because sometimes you get CDs of your mates' bands or
you listen
or
to it
acts or
once
whatever.
because it's your mate.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know.
But actually, like, this has been on rotation for me, like, in amongst everything else. So,
Oh, that's
like,
good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah, thank you.
But also, like, the one thing that stands out for me musically on there is the World Gone Mad guitars, because it starts off, it sounds like almost like a dancey EDM type thing, but it's all guitar, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
and that to me is like, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Because again, I like that kind of. It's kind of got a Daft Punky kind of. You know, they've gone into like latter day. They've gone into making dance music, but with a live band type thing.
Yeah,
It sounded like that.
I mean, that's how that song started. The placeholder name for that song was Techno Banger 9000. and in my head, it will always be Techno Banger 9000 as well. So that's how it started, and it so that, like, in the way we go about writing songs, that's how it started, just dancey sort of drums, and then I just start playing bits and bobs over the top, and then it just sort of evolved into what it is.
It's very experimental in terms of the delivery. Like we said, there's a bit of a Chemical Brothers sound to it. There's a bit of a Streets thing, like lyrically anyway, and like delivery wise. It's probably the most different track to the rest of the tracks on the album, I think.
Yeah, I think in terms of the way you rap as well, it was a bit of a different style for you.
A bit more spoken word.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is something we spoke about as well, didn't we?
Yeah, because we have talked about the album on here when we first bought it back in November.
Yeah.
Like,
so, the one thing I noticed, I can't remember what track it's on now, but it's on a few of them, I think. But usually with your own stuff, like under the Danielson banner, it's more, I don't know the right terms to use, more sort of laid back, relaxed sort of flow. It's a bit slower, and whereas on here you actually go at it.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's
you
a lot
go
more
for
like
it sometimes.
double time. There's a lot more like 140 beats per minute, like grime sort of flows. And, yeah, I think a lot of that would be like we were writing it thinking we want to do this live as well, and we want it to be but it's stupid really because I can't do it live because it's a workout. I just get knackered. I have to run, I have to do so much training to knock out some of the bars. Like, it's too much for me. I should think of a better way to
just get you an oxygen mask.
I need something.
just before you're about to hit it. Just go, then try and go for it.
Like an extra lung or something would go amiss.
But I mean, I suppose live, like, I suppose more exciting, sort of get people worked up with
that's it. I listen to a lot of grime anyway. There's a lot of energy in it, and I like writing that I don't know, quicker sort of like the Pat Phelan, the Let Me Know, In Man System, those tunes, like that double time. There's the third verse on Dirty as well. That's probably one of my favourite verses on the album. I like that double.
But you find it hard to do live.
Yeah, I do. I'm working on it.
I love it when it goes double time.
Yeah. It's just it's because there's just something in it though.
I'm with you.
know?
Right.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Took a minute. Because what's is it the songwriting first? You have the beat first, and then put the vocals on top. Or?
The way it usually goes, I mean, there's no set format, but it's usually Dan will have some drums that he's knocked up, and then I'll we just build. We just build to it bit by bit. We start off with.
So we're being raided.
Yeah.
We press record, and it's like, do you know what, we're going to fight?
Yeah.
There isn't a H on top of this, is there?
I hope not.
Because we've had pigeons dropping on here recently. We've had squirrels running over the roof. Now we're going to have a helicopter land on it.
Like,
it's gone. It's fine.
Right, it's gone.
Sorry about that.
That one. That one was definitely picked up by the mics.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, you were saying.
So partially, it's like.
So usually it starts with drums, and then we'll just build on it, and then like you usually do like the tweaks at the end, and do most of the arranging. But and I guess like lyrically, sometimes you'll have bars that you'll want to make drums for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then and then some of it, I mean, lyrically I write it all, I take it away and I write on my own. It's a very personal sort of experience, the whole writing part. Like some of the tunes on there are very personal. So yeah, it's just something I prefer to do when I'm alone. But yeah, the beats and stuff, we lay it down and then I might tweak a bit, send it to Jim and go back and forth that way. Say I like this, I don't like this, and yeah, just keep building.
You know, I've always found that it's a weird mentality that I think comedians have it as well, but musicians, probably us as well, is that the stuff you create when you're writing songs is very personal. It's like you say, you go alone and you want to write it because it's very private and personal, right? But then I'm going to go and perform it to hundreds of people. I'm going to just put it out there for the world to listen to.
It's a weird
like we
thing,
talk about stuff on here that you wouldn't do that in a pub. Like, you wouldn't talk about it in a pub with your mates.
Yeah.
But you'll record it and then you'll put it out for everyone to hear.
Yeah.
And like I found with a lot of our songs when we were in, but like we would write stuff and it's about personal, private stuff.
Yeah. And then we workshop it as a 3-piece or a 4-piece or whatever, and it's like, I don't really like that lyric, and you're like, well, it's kind of my feelings.
It's kind of
how I feel.
Yeah. But it's just a weird mentality that, like, I think just creative people in general have, isn't it?
I think it's a form of therapy, isn't it? Like we've said, this is our therapy.
Writing is one of the best forms of expression going.
I always used to find when I was writing lyrics as well is like that it would actually get it off my chest. Write it down.
Yeah, it's that closure as well for certain chapters of your life, and it's great.
I think with like any sort of creative energy, like you can do like a painting or like compose a song or something like that, but I think there's something a little bit more personal about actually writing stuff. And when you're performing, you're basically putting yourself on display. Like you're, I don't know, you're just sort of open. And I think when you're like writing lyrics and things like that, I feel like it's a little bit more open because it's like your feelings and it's something like really personal to you. So, yeah.
I think it helps with the performance as well. If it's a personal thing, you can actually, like, people can tell as well. Because you get people that sort of, I mean, you don't want to say boy bands because when was that a thing last?
Well, it's becoming
you know
a thing again, isn't it? Like fucking Westlife are back,
Oh,
Backstreet Boys are back.
Everyone's back.
Right.
Spice Girls are coming back.
Stop the press.
But yeah,
Westlife are back.
Yeah, they were on the Graham Norton show the other week. They are back, following in the footsteps of Boyzone and Take That and all that.
Well, I know what I'm doing later.
Westlife tickets.
Yeah.
Spotify.
What was it? When they used to play, like, performing, I know the songs were shit anyway, but that's personal choice. But it's just like the songs meant nothing to them. Like, I suppose that's why it's difficult to sort of.
Is this that Hit Factory thing, isn't it? They're written by other people for someone else to sing, and they've got to be the blandest thing possible and mean the most to as many people as possible.
It's just a broad thing.
But I actually think when you write down something that's personal to you, it's more relatable to more people. I think.
Put yourself into it, people can tell that it's real, and that's why boy bands never lasted.
Yeah,
that's why,
and it's certainly why they're not coming back now, making loads of money.
Everyone's doing that. To be fair, there's a lot of actual, genuine bands doing that now as well. Who did I hear the other? Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Oh, really?
Did they ever go away? I think Fleetwood Mac probably doing like reunion tours.
I think they do
Fleetwood
quite a
Mac
bit.
are on all the time, aren't they? They just kicked out Lindsey Buckingham again.
Really?
Yeah. Finally,
when will
Stevie
they learn?
Nicks. Stop sleeping with each other and stop singing about it.
But then there'd be no Fleetwood Mac.
No, that's true.
But then they wouldn't, be speaking their truths if they didn't write songs about it. Anyway,
but yeah, like, have you done many gigs with the Roundhouse material off this album?
Yeah, we did one at Social Chill in town. It was like the first night of a night that a guy that had set up. So I don't know, it's a bit of a warm up gig for us because where we were recording, we were solely focused on recording and we didn't really do many shows throughout that time. But we've got quite a few lined up for the year, and the first big one sort of next Saturday.
Okay.
At the Style and Winch.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, wicked. Next Saturday. I've got a gig on Friday, so I should be able to make it down for that.
Oh, nice one.
Because I do need to come back down and see you again.
Yeah, no, I've really been looking forward to getting out there and doing some live stuff again after going through the whole album process. Now it's
That's the way around it should be done, which is what we didn't do, which is like write songs, gig them to death, then record an album, and then have to gig them to death again, and get really fucking bored of playing the same song.
Stuff for 2
So that's quite
years.
a good idea.
yeah.
Which is how most bands do it.
Yeah. No, I'm working as always. No.
But yeah, no, I'll definitely try and come down.
Yeah, nice
Just
one.
Starting Winch, that's our old.
Yeah,
Haunt, isn't
old
it?
Haunt. We used to
play
practice in that back room. That
Oh,
was
really?
That was
The-
where
That was our practice
our,
The Dungeons and Dragons room at the back.
yeah.
Oh, do they do that in there now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry. I want to play it.
They have some sort of board game evening.
Yeah, I was genuinely on Meetup, the website Meetup.
Yeah.
It's not a dating site.
Is it not? Are
No,
you
it's
sure?
not a dating
Yeah.
site. It's about like communities, groups, and I was actually looking
Do you
for
want
board
to
game
come
groups.
into my
Yeah.
dungeon?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Because I've
like
got board games, it's just my wife doesn't play them. So I buy all these board games, got no one to play.
you get some crazy board
Should write
games
a song
these
about
days.
Yeah.
Have you seen that Game of Thrones board game?
No.
Where you can have like your own Game of Thrones.
Okay. Do you actually kill people?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
But
But
Castamere, just stabbing pregnant women.
That's a dark board game.
yeah.
The only 18 rated board game.
Yeah. No, I've got some like long old board games. They're like playtime 1 to 2 hours. Yeah.
I don't know whether it's for me.
They're good. They're good fun.
Like Monopoly is one of the most boring things in the world because it just goes on for.
I hate
I
Monopoly.
love Monopoly.
Oh
hate
really?
Monopoly.
Hey,
I'm quite good at it because
Yeah.
I know what properties to buy. It's everything after go to jail.
Yeah.
Like don't bother with the first stuff. Just that section between go to jail and free parking.
Oh,
and maybe a couple more.
No, I'll tell you what,
around
the
Yeah.
brown spaces, they can make you some good
Yeah.
cash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you
some
gotta
cheap
think, like,
hotels. On
That's it,
Old
mate.
Kent
everyone
Road.
goes
can
to
make some
jail at
cash.
some point, and everyone throws a shit.
Be the
number coming
tortoise,
out.
be in there for the long game. Buy the low value properties.
No, I'm in it to finish as soon as fucking possible.
Okay, a little hint for you.
Yeah.
Monopoly Junior.
Right.
That's a really quick game.
Okay.
Yeah, my daughter's got Monopoly
No,
Junior. I'll play that.
The time length is part of it. I'll gladly set aside 3 to 4 hours. We're going.
Wow.
We're going. Let's go. It's getting,
Oh, and it's
it's
a long
getting
game.
heated. We're shouting.
Everyone's
we're-
like, oh, look, I'm obviously going to lose. Can we just say it? Dan's like, no, you're fucking finishing
Yeah,
this game.
yeah.
We
No,
are finishing.
I'm bleeding you dry.
Yeah.
motherfucker.
But you're buying everything. It's called Monopoly. That's what it means.
No, I'm a total board flipper.
Yeah.
I haven't got the patience
Fuck
for it.
this shit.
Yeah.
I'm roughly the
I'll
same.
tell you what, surprising. Let's talk board games. Surprisingly, there's one game that I used to love that actually I never thought would be one that would cause arguments, and like I had a massive like argument with someone over it. It was Cluedo.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody got really pissy with it because they didn't really understand how to play it. They
Right,
got really
right.
pissy. Like, proper argument over Cluedo. Weird. Never expected that to be a thing.
We got a version of Cluedo. It was a Sherlock Holmes based one for Christmas
right.
this year. That was pretty good
That
because
makes
it's
sense.
like it's a whole city, and you've got to go around collecting clues. But the clues are so fucking like nebulous.
Yeah.
Like you've got like someone has died, and it tells you who they are, and it kind of tells you how it's been done, and then you've got to go and collect the clues, but you've got to deduct it
Oh my god.
in
Yeah.
the way that Sherlock Holmes would. So like you go to every space on the thing and collect a clue and write it down, and then you've got to come up with the one that we did. There's like hundreds of scenarios, but the one we did was like you got to figure out who did it, what the weapon was, and what their motive was.
Oh,
You
blimey.
got motive as well.
Oh yeah, you've got to figure out why they did it.
You might as well be out there solving real murders.
It was tough. I got quite close, but like I didn't understand what the motive was. I thought I knew, and then it was like, no, that's not the motive. This
Yeah.
is the motive, and it's none of us won.
Do you know what I heard?
No one won.
Do you know what? I actually recently heard that Kent police brought a load of those as part of their interview process. Train people up.
Well, it's good to know where we stand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hell.
Do
Our police train using board games.
Do kids still care about board games? Is that a thing? I remember, like, how cool were board games in the 90s? You know, ones like Mousetrap and things. the
Frustration.
Really
one with the
wacky
little
ones
pop
that you
thing
get.
Fuck
and then-
frustration.
Buckaroo.
Buckaroo.
Yeah.
What was it? Game of Life. That was a long old game.
That was
not
a
a lot
long
of
game.
people play.
I
Game of Life was
have
brilliant.
played it, and it's quite good. But again, yeah, it's like it goes
I
on
used
too
to love
long.
playing.
for
No,
me.
I used to like Game of Life.
Mousetrap, I just used to sometimes just set it up and set it up.
Yeah,
Just
and
to
actually
watch
play
it.
the game.
that was a game in itself.
Did
yeah.
anyone ever actually play it properly?
No.
No, the new version of Mousetrap, we've got it is you don't. It's not like the old one where you go around and set up the trap. Like you set it up. It's always set
Oh
up.
really?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and I think the way you do it is when you land on a space, you have to. When you land on a trap space,
Yeah.
because there's multiple traps now.
Oh
When
really?
you land on a trap space, you have to flush the toilet and the ball goes down.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a whole thing now. That's part of. So it's a lot better.
Instant
That's
gratification.
part of the game now is to actually set off the trap multiple times throughout the game.
Sounds good.
Right.
You have to collect cheese pieces.
Okay.
It's not Trivial Pursuit.
No.
Have you seen the Wu-Tang Guess Who?
No.
No.
Yeah. Did they had it in Drake's, didn't they?
Yeah, they set it up down there because they had a Guess
Yeah.
Who.
Oh my god.
And is it
Guess
all
who
the
won?
members of Wu-Tang?
Yeah.
Yeah, and some affiliates. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
All 56 members of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Are you ODB?
Do you have only 5 teeth in your head?
Do you like it raw?
Oh god.
What about chess? Speaking of Wu-Tang, anyone a fan of chess?
I used to play chess.
Chess
Haven't
is a
done it in
fantastic
years.
game.
I would like to get into it, learn it properly.
It's a real what's the word?
It's like a mental game, isn't it?
Yeah,
Strategic.
yes, yeah,
It's got like a
strategic.
thinking man's game.
Yeah. Not for me.
No, I got a game. It was a Kickstarter, a game called Less. Like they call it Less. It's like chess but less. And that's genuinely what it is.
So
It's a weird
drafts.
one.
Is it like
So drafts.
It's like a minimal version of chess.
Kind of, yeah. It's weird. So like you start on opposite corners of the board. You've only got 4 pieces, and you've got a certain amount of moves you can do per turn. But the weird thing is the board is made up of 9 individual cards, and they've got different elements on them.
Oh, okay.
Different and you've got to get to the opposite corner,
Mm.
so you can block each other in. It's a
Okay.
really good game. You can get 2 sets together and actually have a 4-player
Mm.
game. So
Because there's a place down the road that
In
used to
Rochester,
be
there's-
like a cafe or something. It's a board gaming cafe now.
Oh,
so they've
okay.
got tons and like hundreds of board games. They've got
Yeah,
a
yeah.
room out the back
Yeah.
full of games. And you can, I think you rent a table for like an hour and a
you
half
rent
or
a
2
table.
hours.
You can play their games or bring your own games
Yeah.
to play. They've
I
got,
thought
I think they've got an alcohol license as well.
They do serve alcohol.
Nice.
Yeah. And I thought, like, when it first opened, I was like, that's going to be dead in 6 months. There's going to be no one. It's doing really good.
Oh, that's good.
It started off with like a bookshelf full of games, and now they've had to open up the back room to
Yeah.
store the amount of games. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's cool.
It's really, really good. So I guess people are still playing them.
Mm.
I mean,
but it's all
what
adults,
About,
I
what
think.
about
Yeah.
Chloe? I mean, is she into?
she doesn't have the patience.
Nah.
She can't sit still
But
for
then
long enough to play a
she's
proper.
got like
board game.
ADHD or something.
Possibly,
as well,
yeah. Potentially, we. Yeah.
Oh, did you not get it diagnosed?
Well, so it got. The paediatrician said, yes, she does have like ADHD, but it's not affecting her schoolwork, so I'm not going to push the
Right.
diagnosis. Is up to you.
Mm.
And we're like, well, if you think it's not upsetting her schoolwork, then we won't take the diagnosis. It did upset her schoolwork, so now we're having to go through the process again.
Yeah.
But it's just weird because she behaves differently at school than she does at home
Yeah.
because of the structure. And the weird thing is, it presents totally differently in girls than it does boys.
Is that right?
Yeah, or males to females,
Mm.
if you want to put it that way, because adult ADHD is a thing as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's hard to, leave it up to them. They can decide.
Yeah.
But they're sending out someone to go and assess her at school.
Okay.
So,
But
we'll
she
see.
doesn't have the patience to sit down. and
Not
do
at
that.
all.
Yeah.
No, anything longer than 5 minutes, and
Yeah.
she'll sit and play Frustration. She'll play Trivial Pursuit. We've got a version of Trivial Pursuit where you've got the adult cards and the junior cards as well, which is quite good.
Because otherwise, like, it's just not worth playing, is it?
No.
As a family, Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah.
We figured out that our Trivial Pursuit set was made in 1998.
Wow.
It's like, all
Is that
the
none of
quest-
the general
all-
knowledge is relevant anymore?
No.
Yeah.
Jeez. So you might
What
need
is
to
what
get
is
some
the
new
other name for
cards.
SMS messaging? The futuristic new technology.
What do you need to connect to the internet?
I mean,
Yeah. I can't even remember what we needed back then.
Yeah.
But you Yeah, so you probably just buy packs of quiz cards though,
I guess
can't you?
so,
Rather
yeah.
than buying a whole new set.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, we do a bit of triv. We started getting into Scrabble recently as well. Started
Yes.
getting well into Scrabble recently.
I got a friend who's like some sort of regional champion.
Oh, really?
At Scrabble. Yeah, Spud.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Spud?
Yeah, probably a different Spud
Oh, right.
to you. Not
I was
Adam.
gonna say-
Not Adam Spud Smith. Is that
Right.
the Spud
Yeah,
you're
that's
on
the
about?
Spud we're
that's the Spud
thinking
we're
of,
thinking
Yeah,
of.
this is a different Spud.
Okay. There's always a Spud.
Yeah.
Apparently 2.
Yeah. And he's been to like Scrabble competitions and stuff, and like he's a very competitive guy, and it's just pointless playing with him because the way he wins,
Yeah.
and it's like he's not like breaking the rules or anything. He knows all of just like the obscure 2-letter words.
Right,
Oh.
yeah.
And it would just be like 2 random vowels
That
chucked
involves,
together,
like,
and it'd be like, yeah,
X's and stuff.
yeah, that's a word. Look it up in the dictionary, and it's there, but it's just like a or something.
Like XY.
Yeah.
That means.
Yeah,
So we played Scrabble at work a little while ago. And we played it without a dictionary, which is a really big mistake. I'm sure that's a word.
yeah.
But then I put one down that I knew was a word, and they contested
What,
it.
with the patience?
Sorry?
With the patience.
No, none of them wanted to play, so we sat there and played it while they were sat watching TV. Fuck 'em. They don't want to play. But the thing is, they did kind of look over it, like it was like, and then he kept getting up and like, do you want to play? He's like, no, I don't want to play. But he was sitting and, oh look, you can do that. So just sit and play.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to play. Fuck's sake. Why are you here? I played a
For
word.
treatment.
Yeah, but treatment is engaging in
Yeah.
meaningful activity, and if they're not doing it, why are they there? Yeah, we can get angry with them. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
We all do it.
Bloody
But we were
addicts.
playing, and I came at the word dray, D-R-A-Y, which is a word.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And they were like, what does it mean then? I was like, it is a real fucking word. I know it's a word. I couldn't think what it was at the first.
Yeah.
But then we looked it up. I said, there you go, it's a word. It's where the word drayman comes from.
The people.
The man
come
used to
round.
ride the horse pulling the dray with the beer barrels on it.
Oh, okay.
So, and I knew it was something to do with horses, but I couldn't remember what it was. And then she brought a dictionary, but the dictionary's like that thick.
Oh.
It wasn't a full dictionary, and Dre's not in there. And I'm like, for fuck's sake, it's a real word.
Yeah.
But she brought a dictionary to play Scrabble that's like not even a third
You
of the
need,
size
like,
of
the
a real
Oxford
dictionary.
dictionary.
Yeah. With all the words. But yeah. Anyway.
Mm.
Who thought we'd get on to talking about board games?
Yeah.
Mm.
Either of you?
That's what I love about this podcast.
Yeah, it's great.
And now you've pointed it out, there's a massive lockup now.
Yeah,
isn't
no,
there?
that's fine.
Yeah.
No, what I was going to say, like when they were talking about their creative process earlier, I was like, if anyone's like really interested in what actually goes into making a song, if you follow Dan on Snapchat, when he puts videos up, like the screen, like when we record this podcast, it's just one track, just all the way along for like an hour and a half. You look at Dan, it's just little clips and just little odd sounds here and there that you might not even hear, but
Yeah.
if they weren't there, you would notice.
Yeah, his MacBook is under some serious pressure.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It is ridiculous. Even when we were in a band recording music, it was literally like 4 tracks.
Yeah.
Just get, like that was it.
Occasional extra guitar.
Yeah. Occasionally we'd layer a guitar like track, but
Yeah, and like the way we write as well, like I said, building, like we'll build and build and build to a point where we've got like 24 tracks going on, and like the laptop's crashing or whatever, and it's like just radiating heat. That's when we know that it's a good track.
It's a good
take
track.
off.
Yeah.
It's about to take off.
Yeah.
It's hovering above the.
Yeah, takes 5 minutes to open the project.
Yeah,
But yeah, I found it like amazing, like people who can produce music like that. Like you can know what you need in there to make it work. Like you could hear something, you go, that'd make a really good song, and it's like a second.
Yeah.
You go, I could build a song off of that.
no, he's the Cubase wizard.
Yeah.
He really is.
I love that you use Cubase as well.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
OG.
OG
Yeah.
Cubase.
Yeah, old school, man.
Yeah.
I used to use the Cubase SE that came free with like Digital Music Magazine, like the stripped down version.
Yeah,
I'm using such an old version of Cubase as well. I need to upgrade. I'm on Cubase 5. I think like they're up to Cubase 9 or 10 or maybe higher than that. And yeah, I'm not updating my MacBook software because I know that Cubase won't run on it. So
Yeah.
MacBook's going super slow, but I can't do it. Can't do it.
And I love that you're on Mac as well, and you're not using what's it? Pro Tools, isn't it? Is the standard for Mac.
Yeah, Logic as well.
Logic or Pro Tools is the standard. We're still using an evaluation version of Reaper.
Been evaluating
about 300 days in since we last had to reinstall
mine's
it.
Longer than that.
Yeah. It's crazy. It tells you how long you've been evaluating it and how many days. It's like, consider buying it. We're like,
no.
Why?
You're giving me the option not to, so fuck you.
I'll consider, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Shall I? No, it's free. And it's the full version as well. It's not. All you have to do is just get rid of the splash screen at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like,
I'm going to open mine up and
Tom's
see how many days.
Where are we now? Here's the Reaper update. We did it a few weeks ago, didn't we?
Yeah. I think
we were talking about how ridiculous of a business model it was. And then we remembered podcasts.
You've been evaluating Reaper for approximately 1,638 days.
Nice.
You have run Reaper 326 times for a total of 293 hours, 53 minutes and 30 seconds.
The ironic thing is as well, it's like that's how long he's had that laptop.
Yep.
I love that.
Yeah. So as we were talking, we got onto WinRAR as well. Does anyone own it? Has anyone actually ever purchased WinRAR?
How are they still in business? No one in the history of existence has paid for WinRAR.
But this is the whole conversation then we had, and we were like, oh, Patreon.
Yeah.
Put out free stuff for everyone to listen, and
and
consider signing up to our Patreon.
Do you fancy paying us some
We
money
do that
for
business model.
I like to feel that one day I'll use a free service and think, you know what, I'm gonna
pay for that.
Yeah.
When I've got
Hasn't
some
happened
disposable
yet.
cash, whatever that is.
Yeah.
I know Wiki asked for donations as well, don't they? And I actually read their thing the other day. It was like I went on to, I don't know what it was, but the full page was them asking for donations, and I read it. And I thought, yeah, I really agree with this. I should donate. And then I just scrolled down. I just scrolled down.
I've done that exact
anyway.
same thing as
and
well.
And then random article and carry on reading.
They had a great point, but...
Yeah, because it's essentially the fact that it's only really run by about 15 people or something.
Yeah.
And there's millions and millions of pages to keep on top of.
They do have a tracker page as well, don't they? I think they actually put out there how much they need to raise each month to continue going, and they actually have like the old church fundraisers where they have you got the freaking thing. This is how much we need, but people do donate, and
HMV should have done that.
Oh my god!
They
bring us down, Dan. Bring us down.
Do you see that guy who's supposedly written like 2/3 of Wikipedia or something like that? It's just dedicated a huge amount of time to writing like a big chunk of, or maintaining a big chunk of the articles that are on Wikipedia. Yeah.
But he's got a good tan.
Yeah.
Goes out a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's I can't tell you any more than that. I'm sure it's just something that I skimmed over on the internet the other day. Some guy has written loads of Wikipedia.
The thing I don't get with Wikipedia as well is it might be true.
Yeah.
This might be right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the one thing at uni they were just like, don't ever put Wikipedia in your bibliography.
But you can now, can't you?
I think you can, but as long as you click through on the sources and
as long as it's a verified source.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it may be right. Put a source in there. Whoever actually checks the sources to make sure that it is right. But hey, it's a good game for after the podcast though with Wikipedia.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So maybe we should donate.
Maybe, but
you'll consider.
But it's like a lot of some of the newspapers. I think it's either the Guardian or the Telegraph has got a thing where once you've finished reading the article, it's like, since you're here, why not consider donating, because we need to keep the... It's like, no.
Yeah.
I don't think the Telegraph need any more money.
You've got advertisers.
Yeah. There are some newspaper websites that I know. I've seen people. They link to the article on Facebook, and you click through there, and it's like, to continue reading this article, you need to be a subscriber.
Me, that.
Fucking what? Like, you read like the opening paragraph. If you want to carry on reading, if you actually want to find out what happened,
give them a taste.
Give me some money. Well, no, I'll just go and look on other websites.
Yeah,
it is.
I'll read it on the Daily Mail instead.
Yeah.
Any sort of like news site or anything like that now, you accept in terms of service?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to get to the article.
Yeah,
I don't
just-
have to. Yes, I accept your terms. I'm not reading them, but I'm accepting your terms of service.
And it's got even worse since GDPR.
The
as well. Like,
GDPR
every single website you go on now.
Yeah.
Is
Why
like,
can't
hey,
they remember that you've said, yeah, it's fine?
Yeah.
It pops up every
Yeah.
time you go to the
Yeah.
website.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
So, speaking of the independent and news websites, I told you that my wife yesterday said something to me, and I was like, that can't be true. And then we went and looked it up, and it is. So, Russell Brand says tickling children should be banned as it violates their personal space.
I saw this on this morning recently. They were debating this.
Other people's children, yes.
Yeah,
Children
Strangers.
you don't know.
You're not going to go up to a stranger's. You're not going to go up to a child, like a stranger's child, and tickle them. But if it's like your good friend, like, and you're quite close to them, and you know the kid, and you've known them since birth, why can't you sort of play with the kid?
Yeah.
Have fun.
The argument
Like, are
on
adults not allowed to sort of like interact with children anymore?
Yeah.
the argument on this morning was it was to do with consent.
Yeah.
Because when you're being tickled or whatever, when kids are being tickled, they're going, "Oh, stop!" And it was that whole argument teaching them consent.
Yeah.
What, like?
You can see that logic there, but
Yeah.
very rarely when you're sexually abusing someone would they be laughing while they're telling you to stop. Like,
Very rarely. On the odd occasion, perhaps.
From one point of view, I can see where Russell Brand is coming from. Like
Yeah.
my.
Normally,
God,
I mean, normally he is coming
Yeah.
on something.
yeah.
Like there are certain people that like really hate being tickled.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
my girlfriend is one of them, right? So if you tickle her, it's like she'll get violent. Like
Yeah.
she'll swear, and some people really hate it, but it's not like a consent thing. I don't think.
No.
I can understand the logic in it,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
at
yeah.
the same time, it's absolutely ridiculous. I think.
It's another one of these.
That's what I mean. Like, children, they're like laughing. It's generally when like you're playing and they're laughing about it, and then they'll tickle you back. And like, it's tickling.
I'm
Like,
sure
Yeah.
if someone had that much
good-natured.
of an issue, they would tell you, "Please don't tickle me anymore. I really don't like it."
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? An adult can respect that.
Yeah,
surely.
then if the adult
Yeah.
decides I'm
Yeah.
going to carry on anyway,
That adult is a prick.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, he did say like the 43-year-old comedian threatened to punch anyone who tried to tickle his daughters.
Excellent.
that's
But
That's
if the
setting,
parent
yeah.
has said, "I don't want you tickling my child," fine.
Yeah, who's
I don't want you shitting on my child.
Yeah, shit.
who's trying to tickle his daughter that much that he's
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's-
Yeah, yeah.
Is it something that he's facing on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah.
You know?
Can't walk down the high street because people are just
Yeah,
There's
lunging.
just something about my something about my child just makes people.
So about Mr. Tickle from the
Yeah,
Mr. Men, he's non-PC
They're
anymore.
gonna ban those
Yeah.
those Mr. Men books.
Yeah.
now.
Yes, Russell Brand has
And
also-
any other Mr. Men books where he appears.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
bizarre.
either that or now it's going to be like
All his
Mr.
hands are
Tickle,
gonna.
Mr. Tickle walked up to the little Miss Naughty and said, "Do you mind if I tickle you?" Like he asked for her consent first.
Do you enjoy
She said no,
tickling?
and Mr.
and,
Tickle went home.
Yeah.
and tickled himself.
And felt good about himself. He felt, I did the right thing today. What a great day.
I want that narrated by,
I also
by the guy who
Adam.
played Captain Mannering.
Or Adam.
Oh, okay.
Or Adam. Yeah,
true.
Captain Mannering, yeah.
He was the original narrator. of
So,
those
yeah,
cartoons.
Brand also revealed... Oh, that makes sense.
That's
You would
why I
say
said
that.
it.
Okay,
Yeah,
right,
I
yeah.
just
thought
couldn't
you were just
remember the
going
guy's
for a good
name.
voice. Brand also revealed that he feels dreadful shame at tickling fellow comedian David Baddiel's son Ezra in the past. So he's done it,
And he feels guilt
and he
because
feels
he
guilt
got
now.
because he got a thrill out of
Should
it.
have been more like Mr. Tickle and got consent first.
Sounds like Russell Brand had a bad tickling experience as a child,
Yeah.
and it's come back to haunt him.
What happened to him being in the press for talking politics? Like, it's all gone. it's all gone
Yeah.
a bit mad,
Remember
isn't
Russell
it?
Brand for Prime Minister? Remember that?
Yeah. Oh no, actually, don't vote. It's not worth voting because they're all the same.
Yeah.
Well, oh no, I didn't mean that. I mean, like, vote for me.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Actually, I don't like politics anymore.
Do you know
Don't
what?
tickle my child or I'll punch her. I'll hit you around the face with my bookie wook. Fuck you.
Oh, what a cringy title for a book.
Bookie would.
Mate.
Yeah.
What's happened to Russell Brand?
Bad things, I think. Bad things happen
He's
to that
done
man.
bad things as well.
Yeah.
Like tickled David Baddiel's child,
Yeah.
apparently. But I just thought that was, she said that, and I was like, that can't be real. Someone's taking the piss. And I looked up, I was like, oh, for fuck's
No,
sake.
that's real.
Yeah.
And if he's feeling bad about, like, if he feels it's wrong to tickle a child because of consent, it's like, well,
Maybe you should
what-
think about what your
Where-
why do
feelings
you
are.
think it's wrong?
Yeah.
Like, what's happened to you? What was you thinking when you were tickling David Baddiel's son that made you think it's wrong to tickle a child?
Yeah.
Says more about him than it does about us.
Yeah.
No. I don't know.
I don't know.
I just, yeah.
I love that we bring these things up and we're like, I don't know where to
I don't
stand
have
on
an
that.
opinion. I just think
But
it's...
I'm going to force an opinion out of myself. I couldn't give a fuck about Russell Brand and what he thinks about tickling.
No.
But hey.
I just want to get angry about something.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
That's not Brexit.
I was listening to the Richard Herring podcast with Terry Hall from the
Right.
Specials on it the other day,
Mm.
and he just blasely was like, "Yeah, I was abducted when I was 12 by a French paedophile ring," and you're like,
What?
"Hold on,
Wait, what?
Just
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
just out of nowhere." I think he was talking like because Richard Herring talks a lot about the like what we were saying earlier on about like performers being quite open with their emotions and stuff, and he was like, "So, you know, have you ever had anything bad happen to you in the past?" And he was like, "Yeah, I was abducted when I was 12 by, well, what you might call a paedophile ring in France."
That is
Blimey.
massive.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's-
And then it started making the news like after that.
I was just about to say, was it another Stephen Fry admitting to wanting to
It
commit
was one of
suicide
those,
moment?
yeah.
Because that happened on Richard Herring's podcast as well. Stephen Fry spoke openly, and then all the news up places were like, "Oh fucking hell!
Yeah.
Look at this."
Where
Yeah.
were his parents? Like, how did this? How?
I can't remember where
That's when
whether
they
he
were
said he was
holiday
on
in
a
Spain, and the parents went down to the bar to have some dinner, and they left him alone with his sister.
Jerry and Kate.
I think he was on like a school trip or something.
Do you think it's ridiculous? Like they've given up looking for this really well-renowned, famous footballer,
Mm.
That
and they're
is-
still looking for Madeline McCann.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucked up, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's is it like still going on? I know they made a shit ton of money off of it, like writing books and stuff like that.
I think
didn't
they are still. I think it's like a private investigation.
Yeah, it's
not,
rather than it being in the news
Yeah,
every
yeah.
few weeks, it's now not, is it? But I think that, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I
whether
think they're
going
still
with it.
looking.
Mm.
You still occasionally get they got a new lead. And
Yeah.
Did you see that busker who was singing songs about Madeline a little while ago?
no,
He got into a bit of trouble. Yeah, he was singing songs. I can't remember the exact lyrics, but it was a comedy song.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
he was singing it in public, obviously busking. And the narrative was like, "Where's Madeline McCann? Where's Madeline McCann? Oh, she's in my freezer." Or "Where's Madeline McCann? Oh, she's in my sandwiches." And it was all this crazy. Yeah, it was mad.
and he got into a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, and his sister's husband was like, "It's disgusting. We don't want to know him. We can't believe he would do such a thing." And then like loads of people were like, "It's just a bit of fun." Like
She's not really
she's
in his
not really in his But
That's the thing is that's why we sort of like when I was talking about the patients at work and sort of like being like because if you don't laugh,
Yeah.
you're gonna end up crying. Like you gotta laugh.
I mean,
Stuff.
it's in terms of comedy, it's not a great punchline. It's like it's
Yeah.
shock. It's shock.
It's shock.
It's a cheap
value.
laugh. It is a cheap
Yeah,
laugh.
but
Where was this?
I don't know.
Do you know?
I
No.
don't know. It's like a high street somewhere, or
Tom's looking it up, trying to find the lyrics.
yeah.
But yeah,
Madeline
maybe
McCann,
doing it out,
busker. You'll find him.
doing it as a busker in a public place.
Mm.
Probably not a good idea. Doing it at your own sort of comedy show on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be
Oh, brilliant. It's coverage by the Sunday Star.
Oh my god.
Busker spots outrage in caps for singing Vile Madeline McCann is in my fridge song. Do you want audio?
Fucking yeah, we do.
Where's the audio?
Where's the
lead
audio?
gone?
There we are. We want to hear this. Is it the actual song? Actually, it's Daily Star. It probably will be the song, won't it?
He's not like an amazing singer either. He's quite clearly like a
shit busker who's probably a tramp.
Well,
Not even a busker.
Yeah, I don't know.
The thing is, it's stuff like that. Like I say, if it was his own show, it would be fine because, like, have you ever Tim Minchin?
Yeah.
Have you ever like his albums and his songs? Like, have you heard a lot?
Yeah, I like him.
His song "You Grew on Me" is a really fucking dark song.
Is it? It's about like stalker or something like that.
No. So it's about falling in love with someone like slowly over time.
Yeah.
So like the first line is, "You grew on me like a tumour. You spread through me like malignant melanoma."
Right.
Like,
Oh yeah, I have.
It's really fucking dark, but he does it in his own show, so it's fine.
Yeah.
He doesn't go and like out to Maidstone High Street and sing it, or fucking Piccadilly Circus just playing songs about cancer. Like
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's important to be able to laugh at everything, but you can pick your moments at the same time.
The middle of a high street.
Yeah, and surely, like, if you're a bus guy, especially if he's a tramp, he's going to be trying to make some money. Like, you want to be warming the hearts of people walking by. Not,
Yeah.
Maybe he's going for that shock factor.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did he just say? That's
Yeah.
a really good song, actually.
Well,
I think the shock is more in the fact that he's doing it in public rather than
the content.
definitely.
yeah.
Right, I've got it here. Someone filmed it, so
Good
we'll
on
see.
him.
I know where Madeline McCann is. She's in my fridge. In several bits. I know where Madeline McCann is. I know where Madeline McCann is. She's in my freezer. Next to the frozen pizza. Madeline McCann. I know where Madeline McCann is. I know where Madeline McCann is. I've made some sandwiches out of her. They're Madeline McCann sandwiches.
The Madeline McSandwiches.
You need to get him on the podcast.
Oh mate, I've got to look him up. It doesn't say
That is
where he was.
probably not appropriate for the high street.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's-
Lancashire in Accrington. Accrington Stanley.
Who are they?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. What was that? It was a milk advert.
It
wasn't
was, yeah. Advert for milk back in the early 90s. There's some.
Back
there's
in the
some,
day where you had to advertise milk.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Cravendale milk.
More than 300,000 people have seen the video since it was posted on Monday night, with thousands commenting their disgust. Sad that some horrible cunt is stood there videoing it as well. Both would be getting thrown in that dock, one wrote. Another commented, "Think you are getting jokes mixed up with being horrendous people." And third added, "Surprised no one toe punted him in the nose."
How can you toe punch someone in the nose?
He was sat on the
He
floor.
sat down.
He was sat on
okay.
the floor, yeah. To be
Okay.
fair, I didn't add
He's a
that.
busker. Come on, he sat on the floor.
Yeah, he wasn't standing up. But yeah,
Okay,
but,
that's a
like,
brilliant song.
right?
That's funny.
It's funny, right? We all laughed.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean,
it's poor.
She's into the
Like-
freezer next to the frozen pizza. Like we all knew he was going to say it,
It's a
and we all
cheap
waited
gag,
for it and
but-
then laughed.
Madeline McSandwiches.
There's the episode title.
Oh God! Oh Oh God!
gonna write
Can
it
we
down
do
so I
that? Yeah,
forget.
we can do.
Yeah,
that.
we can do
Yeah,
that.
I think the humour, obviously, it's not in.
He was doing it in a comedy way as well.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
like he was like doing a kind of earnest, kind
Yeah.
It's
of
genuine.
emo-y type, you know.
It's genuine shock value. It's
Yeah.
that you laugh because he has the bollocks to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
why it's fun.
in a public place. That's mental. Like obviously, it's not funny that a little girl went missing, but
No,
it's
no.
funny that someone
Yeah.
would
Bollocks.
have the balls to do that. Yeah, man.
It's quite catchy as well.
We've only heard it once and we
Yeah.
know the melody. Like,
Yeah, it's been playing it through my head since it stopped. It's just been looping. Again, it's that thing with like you listen to podcasts with comedians on because that's all they do these days. And they say like they have jokes that they save for the green room that they will only say in front of other comedians because you couldn't say it like
In
to
front
act
of a
like
room of
normal
people,
people.
yeah.
Like only comedians would find it funny
Yeah.
because you would go that dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the point of comedy, isn't it? It's kind of it is some of it anyway is kind of shock. It's getting that reaction out of people.
It's taking
But,
everything
like,
in me not to sing that song.
Also,
Yeah, me too.
also, like there were people walking by him as well, not taking any notice at all.
Yeah.
Like no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, I would be interested to know how many people were outraged that he was singing it.
At the
That
time,
were
Like,
there.
at the time,
Yeah.
who were
yeah,
there.
yeah. And this is endemic
It's
of
only
the internet,
since
though,
the
isn't it? You know?
I imagine it's only because someone posted that video. That's when people were being pissed off about
Oh
it.
yeah.
'Cause the girls filming it were wetting themselves laughing.
Yeah.
yeah,
As soon as it's on the internet, it's going to be offending someone.
Yeah.
You can count on that.
Yeah, because I mean, I was playing a gig last night, and there was a bloke there, just one guy in an electric guitar, punk as fuck.
Yeah.
Old bloke, bald head, probably in his 50s, railing against social media and
Yeah.
the left, and
Oh,
it was proper old school, like.
fuck
he
that! She
opened up-
took our milk.
I think he opened.
That's the class. Yeah.
He opened up with a song called "You're a Terrorist."
wow.
It wasn't as bad as it might sound.
Was he making lefty sandwiches?
He wasn't. But
Not Madeline
even
McSandwiches.
kind of like
How was this received by the people present?
middling to kind of not really
Awkward.
bothered.
Yeah.
Slightly awkward from half the room. One or two people vociferously like, "Yay!"
Is it?
Yeah.
Weird?
You know,
Yeah.
it was in Sheerness on the island.
Right.
Yep.
Did he have webbed toes?
But I don't know. I didn't see his feet. I didn't ask him to take anything off. Just ask him for his clothes.
Except himself.
Just pop your shoes off, mate. Yep, thought so. Come on, we're leaving.
But he was singing about how everyone's a fucking cunt nowadays, and they should all come off social media and stop being outraged by stuff, which I actually agree with.
yeah. People
Yeah.
shouldn't.
Stop
People
being
shouldn't spend so much
outraged.
time on social media.
Finding things. to be
People
outraged
shouldn't be
about.
pissed off about every single little thing.
Yeah. So he had some points.
Yeah.
Other points less valid.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. There was a point to that when I started out, but I've forgotten it now.
When we just talked about just being outraged by everything, and you said
Yeah,
about
possibly.
this old punk guy
Who was
railing
saying
against
exactly
the left.
that? Yeah.
I think that whole movement started off as something good, you know, because I'm all for like equal rights and you know
Yeah.
all of that stuff, but it was moving in a great direction. Like, good things were happening, and I feel like it's going like, where do you stop with it?
Yeah.
I feel like it's going a bit too far.
We've been saying over the last few months, haven't we? Really,
Yeah.
that I always thought of myself as quite left-leaning
Yeah,
and liberal, but
Yeah.
actually, compared to some of the people that are out there, I'm a hardcore right.
yeah.
you know, it's extremes on both sides, and it's
And
the same with everything, isn't it? You've got to be. It's for or against, black, white. It's like, you know, there's no middle ground.
I think
And
what's happened is that like the people that complain, they just have that mentality where they have to fight for a cause, and then all of the causes that we thought, that's worth fighting for, they're all sort of going in the right direction. They're fixed, so they need to find a new cause now.
Yeah.
So they're just going further. And I think like even the political parties like probably like Labour are probably a lot more left than they used to be.
Yeah.
I think the Lib Dems have moved into probably where Labour used to be, and it's just weird. I mean, look, yeah, it's just so weird. Like I don't know where it stands anymore. I thought like the line of Conservative and like sort of Labour was sort of quite clear. And now it's like a lot of people you thought would be Labour are actually more aligning with Conservative Party. And you're like, but hang on a minute, they're not for you. Why are you agreeing with them?
Yeah.
Fine lines.
I hear the term.
Areas.
Yeah. I hear the term snowflake get thrown around quite a lot. Yeah.
I hate that term.
Yeah, me too. But,
yeah. It's become like, and name calling doesn't actually get anyone anywhere. That's the thing.
Yeah. I think I don't know, it does, for me, it does sort of describe those people that are getting offended for the sake of getting offended.
Yeah, I can see where people use it, but
it's also overused to mean anyone who has any kind of liberal kind of thinking.
Yeah,
the thing is,
yeah.
it's like I could disagree with someone on something, they call me a snowflake, and it's like, but
No, I'm not though.
Yeah.
I'm not though.
Yeah.
I'm trying to have a reasoned debate with you. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Always goes politics. Always goes politics.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it, and actually, like that's that's something that's kind of happened over the last couple of years, isn't it? With the whole Brexit thing, everyone's actually interested in politics, but I don't think anyone actually takes the time to properly investigate it.
Yeah,
Do you know
I was
what
going to say everyone at the time was interested in politics, but there's a certain group of people who've gone, I don't give a shit about it anymore because I ain't done what I wanted, and they just don't give a shit about it anymore. So no, you cause this, help fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah. We're still no closer to finding out what the fuck is going to happen at the end of March,
God.
and we've only got a month and a half.
You're going to get a new generation of kids growing up and they'll go, Mummy, what's Brexit?
Yeah. Oh, one day.
I don't know, but one day we're going to
day.
actually enact it.
Yeah.
Or not.
There was an article, I don't know if it was today, they've made plans to evacuate the Queen in the event of riots if we come out with a no deal.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a bit extreme.
Like,
isn't it?
yeah, if there's a no deal, I'm not going to be out there kicking the shit out of cars and whatnot. Like,
yeah.
The weird thing is,
I mean,
no deal doesn't mean like we're just completely anarchist. Like it doesn't mean anarchy. Like we're just going to follow somebody else's rules.
The World Trade Organization.
There are rules set in place for if we get a no deal. It just means no deal with Europe.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the world,
yeah, and why does the Queen feel she needs to, or why are they even making those plans or announcing that?
I'd love to see those plans.
It'd be like, we're going to evacuate the Queen, Theresa May can fuck herself.
Yeah.
Secret underground tunnels.
Yeah, London's
Yes,
burning
yeah.
down.
Why would they attack the Queen?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she's got nothing to do with it, first off. It's all really weird, isn't it? It's like the whole, like, practising a traffic jam of lorries the other week, wasn't it? Like, they practised having a traffic jam in case the ports are fucked.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay, so you know it's going to be fucked because you're planning for it.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Why you're not fixing it?
Yeah.
Instead of having them queuing up there, why don't you actually fucking try and fix it?
It's weird, isn't it? And, like, you know, you heard about stocking up on food and things, big, like, banks of food and stuff for if we come out with no deal, because we won't be able to trade anymore with anyone. So we're all going to go back to rations and canned goods and spam. Brilliant.
As long as they don't take my milk.
Yeah. Oh, but we've got a blue passport. And spam. I remember spam. Fuck right.
Right, yeah.
Anyway. Not where I wanted to get either.
No, but you can't have a conversation anymore without
No, and that's the worst thing,
that
isn't
coming
it?
up.
Yeah.
Dreaded B word. Everything comes back to it.
I'm kind of like...
Well, it's referenced in here as well, isn't it? On the album, there's a couple of Brexit.
I don't know.
I thought there was, like, unless I'm reading far too much into one of them. I can't remember which song it's on.
I think there's a
might
Brexit
be.
in there
I think
somewhere.
there is. I'm sure I've heard Brexit in there. I've listened to it like 5 times this week. I'm sure it's in
You probably know the lyrics better than me, to be fair. So.
I only fucking wrote them.
But it's weird, actually. That does happen, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You write a thing and then.
Lost count of the amount of times we were playing a gig for a song that I wrote the guitar parts to, and I'm like, fuck, how do I play this song? Just stood in front of you guys and watched you play it.
We got into a habit of like we had a real good rate of like knocking out songs.
Yeah.
And we'd like revisit them. We'd have songs that we'd like, I don't remember recording this, but I'm feeling it. It's really good.
Yeah.
Who wrote this?
Yeah.
And they're a genius.
Yeah, we just got into a good swing of writing stuff, and then managed to forget about yeah.
So have you got like a bank of B-sides now?
The lost tapes.
We've
got a few, haven't we?
Stuff you didn't use for the album.
Yeah, we have. We've got like a lot of the earlier stuff, because when we first started writing the album, we had some songs that we'd already sort of got down. And I felt like throughout the course of the process of writing the album, we sort of evolved a bit, and we found each song that we were doing, it was getting better and better.
Yeah,
so they sort of, like some of the older tracks, like we decided to sort of move on from them, and like we were still happy with them, but we just went in a direction where we we started writing better stuff, and then they became like the album tracks. But
some of the songs were rewritten as well.
Yeah,
I rewrote Zim Zimmer and I rewrote Dirty. There's original versions to them which will never see the light of day.
Released a deluxe edition called Don't Be A Dickhead.
But yeah, we've got a few other tracks. We've got like we want to sell T-shirts, and then there'll be like bonus stuff that you'll get with that, which you won't be able to get anywhere else. So we got a few bits stacked away, and stack of beats and stuff that I can always write to and put out at a later date, maybe.
Because this is the first thing you've done together, right? Or recorded together, anyway.
Yeah.
Is that right?
First project we put out the 2 singles.
yeah.
Pat Phelan, which is on the album, and a song called Uncomfortable.
Right.
And then we just dropped that straight off the back of it.
Yeah.
Because how have you found like collaborating with someone doing the music? Because obviously you're all kind of the stuff under the Daniel Son moniker is all you, right?
Yeah. It's nice to be able to create with someone and not like use samples and everything be strictly ours and not worry about any of that side of things.
Yeah, it's that's a theme for you, isn't it? Like authenticity.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a vibe. Like it's not like it's not serious. Like it's very organic and it's cool. Like I think a lot of people, if I was to sit down and work on something with them, you got to get over that barrier and know where each other are mentally and
yeah.
It
so you
works.
two are kind of on the same page creatively then, like you both go after the same thing.
Yeah, it's like it's just a very sort of efficient, organic process in the way we write songs. Because like you guys been in bands and stuff, like I don't know, you may have had it before where you sit down to write a song with some people and it just doesn't happen. Like it's getting that starting point. I think a lot of it is Dan just having like a rough outline of like a style of drums that at least gives us a rhythm. And if he's got some lyrics already, like the subject matter of those lyrics can then determine like a feel for the song, whether it's like a happy one or like a moody one or
But even then we might start something and then it will go in a completely different direction to where we wanted to go, or some days it just doesn't work and we're like, okay, let's just jam, let's chill, like you can't force it, let's just watch some stuff on YouTube and hang.
I think that's really important, is knowing when to sort of push it, when to try and force it, and if it's not working, go take a break and you might come back. And so I think that's what we used to sort of mull over a song for ages and it just wouldn't work, so we go and buy a pot noodle or go and have some lunch or go out and smoke, like because when I was a smoker with Corky and you'd come and stand out there with us
inhaling.
second-hand smoke, yeah. And then we'd go back, and then we'd sort of start writing, but it'd be a new song. We wouldn't go back to that one.
Yeah.
And we'd like do a whole song in the space of like half an hour.
Yeah.
And have a finished song.
Yeah, you can't force it.
No.
I feel like if we feel like we're forcing it, we'll make a conscious effort to stop what we're doing and just do something else. Like
because sometimes it even comes down to your mood on the day.
Very
as well.
much so. How tired you are, you know, like if you've had a shit day at work, or like
you just can't be arsed with it. Like I know that there's a couple of songs that we play in the covers band that I occasionally am like, nah, fuck this. And some nights it just doesn't work at all. When we're playing it, it just sounds off and awful. And you come back the next time, play it again, and you're like, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
But actually, like, there's something about... Sometimes it's the room as well. Like, if you go to a different room, it can feel or sound different. It's really weird.
Yeah.
It's like an alchemy. That's what I love about music, is like it's just... Sometimes it's a moment rather than it being like a polished thing. If it's raw and kind of on the spur of the moment, it's sometimes much more exciting.
Yeah.
But you can't recreate that sometimes, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the magic of music. I just love it, you know.
Yeah, because I know we're talking about the two of you writing together, because I know when you first came on, it was before, or I think Roundhouse was like in its infancy.
Yeah, probably very early.
But there
days.
was it 3 of you or 4 of you at first?
There's been a few more.
Yeah, but
it's coming in and out, and it just hasn't worked out.
Yeah, I'm a bit. I'm probably the most militant out of everyone when it comes to we're doing something and we're doing it this way.
Yeah.
And not in a creative sense, but in a sense of we've got a show, we need to practice. I'm not going to a show and it just being shit.
I don't understand people who think they can just wing it on the night, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't. And if I'm the front man, I'm the one who looks like a dickhead. Like, so I'm not doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like I don't know, like we're both pretty driven with it, and if you've got someone, I think it's people sort of half-arsing it really. Like that's what it was initially. We started with like a few other people, and yeah, I don't know. They would said, "Oh yeah, I'm up for it. We'll see how it goes," but they just weren't really. I don't know.
They weren't committed.
Really, yeah. And
more like session musicians. So
yeah,
they come in, just play with you. They wouldn't want to put in the effort.
Yeah.
They'd play for you, but that'd be about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's something about just doing it with the two of us that just works much. I don't know. There's something about it that just works. Yeah.
And creatively, I think
when you know, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like a cliche, but it's like it's true.
Cliches are cliches for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But actually, we always found it easier being a smaller unit.
Well,
when we were a 3-piece, it was so much easier to just get ideas down, get everyone in the same room at the same time. Like, because we went up at one point to a 6-piece once. There was
I know that
you, me, Corky, Finn, Matt and Stuart. Which is ridiculous for the kind of music we were making.
For a pop punk band.
Yeah,
there was 6 of us. Yeah, so it was always the 3 of us at the core.
Yeah.
And then we had a drummer who learnt to play the drums for us, and then he had some mental health issues.
Yeah.
Right on the cusp of our first gig, so we had to bring someone in who we practiced with a few times and it didn't work. So the drummer was always a revolving person.
Yeah.
So then Corky went, "Fuck this! I'm putting down the bass. Tom, you pick the bass up. I'm going to learn to play the drums." Yeah. And that was when it really worked. And the second guitarist kept coming in and out and in and out and in and out, and it was just like, oh, I've got, what was his last thing? He was like, I can't just fully commit to this, I've got other things going on in my life. Bearing in mind I was like a father. And he was like living with his parents. He wasn't. He was living in a flat that his parents owned, so he wasn't paying rent or anything, and it was but he had other things he had to
I was
commit
working 2 jobs to try and keep myself afloat. Like, it's just like, nah.
No, you just don't. And that's what you say. It's like he wanted to play in the band and he really enjoyed it and he loved doing it,
but he wasn't invested.
But it was like if he didn't fancy it, he'd just be like, "No, I can't be asked today. I've got other stuff to do." Whereas like say I was a dad and like I blocked out every Sunday to practice.
But the thing is as well, it's like if you want to be good live, for example, you've got to put the effort in.
Yeah.
And everyone's got to be on the same page. Everyone's got to have put the time in to get it right.
Yeah. I mean, like, don't get us wrong either. We're very happy and open to collaborating with other artists.
Yeah. I think some people just like the idea, like to tell people I'm in a band, I think it's very much that, and it's not about.
It's not a status thing.
Oh no, it is a status thing.
No,
It's
it's a status thing for them. I'm saying a band isn't.
Right.
Being in a band isn't a status thing,
Yeah.
but for them it is a status thing.
That's it.
Yeah, because you're looking to kind of do a lot more collaborations. I saw a post or something go out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm
You were
open
asking
to.
for collaborators, yeah.
I don't know whether we have that many people around this way who listen to us anyway, but you know, if there is anyone out there, I guess.
But you're looking
To get in
for
touch.
again, like any genre, any style. Like,
Yeah, if I feel it and it's good and the people are right, that's obviously a major a major thing.
Yeah, it's like it's less about what those people actually do. I guess it's just like people that just want to collaborate creatively. Like, just the way you said, like, if you're like a poet or like musician or whatever. Like,
I'm sure we can work on something. But the chemistry's got to be there as well. Like before me and Jim started the Roundhouse thing, like we went for a beer and had a chat and sort of
Get to know each other, really.
Yeah, and it probably wasn't, I don't know, until 6 months into jamming and whatever that we started to work out how we were going to work and start building, maybe even more than 6 months.
Yeah.
But the chemistry was always there and we were always like cool, we got on well, and then the music sort of took its toll a bit later on.
Yeah, because like before we started Roundhouse, we weren't even really like mates, to be honest, were we? Like it was
No, we don't even know how we know each other. It's
yeah, so it was like not only working out the whole like band creative process, we were like getting to know each other as well at the same time. And
yeah, I think a second album would not take as long as that one did because we're already there. We know how to work now, and before it was a large part of it was getting to grips with.
it was like laying foundations, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's it, especially when you come to a thing cold. Because I think I came to you cold, really, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
I think
I didn't really know you.
You'd
like-
met Corky at Reading like 2 weeks beforehand or something.
And he was like, "We want a singer," and I was like, "I want to sing," and that was about
Coming
it.
in.
And so I turned up with a couple of songs in my back pocket, and then was like, "Right, so I'm singing with you guys now, and now we must be friends."
Yeah,
But luckily, it worked out.
yeah, and it did.
And here we are.
And here we are now.
Here we are. 237 episodes in, and
Wow.
on the cusp of
Nice.
starting our 6th year of this.
Well, we're in the 6th year now, yeah, because we released
Oh,
the
it was
first one at the end of
beginning
January.
yeah,
wasn't it?
that's right. Yeah, so this is
the
the
6th
first
year. Oh
episode
my
of the
God.
6th year.
It's incredible.
It's crazy.
It's a chore. No, it's
That's a great
good.
achievement.
I love it. No, like I say, this is something I've always got block out time
Yeah,
for this.
it's as we say, it's our form of therapy.
It's our
And
therapy.
and it's always good having people on. I think next week we're going to have Andy on.
Yes,
Or
we
next
are.
time, next episode.
Next episode.
And that's one of my favourite things is kind of sitting down with other people who are creative and like to chat and are actually like really fun to get on with. Like that's the thing. It's like whenever it's because essentially like everyone knows that it was the Maidstone video that got you in, and it's like it was just literally like, do you want to be on the podcast? That's a weird thing to ask someone that you don't know. Do you want to come and sit in my shed for an hour and a half?
Hell yeah!
Yeah, definitely.
That's it.
Like I said though, it's the chemistry thing, isn't it? We're all very like-minded people, and it works well.
Yeah, yeah. That's the secret when we get people on here. We make sure, like you vet people before you work with them, I suppose.
Yeah.
And like, we sort of.
I make them play Cluedo.
Yeah, that's it. If I argue with you, you ain't coming on.
Scroll back through the feed. Is
Yeah, I think we've had some. we like in doing the recording, we've had some like sort of guests that have come on, and we've been like, that didn't go how we thought.
What's like the worst one you've ever done?
We haven't had many, so we can't do that.
Nah.
Yeah.
There was one that went on for ages.
I guess you can't really.
Not really.
But yeah.
Because we've not got a massive.
Look, we've
listener.
had some weird sort of like out.
We've had
like,
some really out of the way ones. The weirdest one was the Hutch Bunny.
That's exactly
wasn't
what
it?
I was thinking.
Yeah. Like
what?
one of my friends was like, have a look at this. This is ridiculous. It was like this woman who was...
She was a veterinary nurse.
She's a veterinary nurse down in Dorset or something, who was gonna spend 24 hours in a rabbit hutch for charity to raise money for
it was one of the dog... in the vets, in the back room, they had the cages.
It was a human-sized rabbit hutch.
But she was dressed as a rabbit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was spending overnight. And I can't remember what it was for.
My friend sent this
it
being
was a charity thing, but it was like, talk about this. And Tom was like, I'm going to message her.
I don't know why I did.
And he messaged her and we interviewed her.
Yeah.
We interviewed her on the night she was in there. On the evening she was in the hutch. We interviewed her, and then we interviewed her the next day.
Yeah, after she'd been in there for the night, we talked to her.
Saturday evening and then Sunday morning, we went back and were like, so how was it?
But Shinji, it was really good. Like she was
really entertaining. She was really fun.
She was great. She knew it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But she was actually really, really good fun.
I think I've still got her on Facebook. It's
Oh,
just
really?
like, it's really weird. Because
It was cool,
I
though.
asked her about something that happened with my dog. He got this growth on his face, and I was like, Emma, can you... She was like, it's a tick. Oh, yeah.
Cool, cheers. Do you remember when you came on my podcast? Well, but yeah, like we've had that. Who else have we had? Like another local musician, Ben Copeland. He was in Mooley, a group called Mooley. They're
He's
local.
from Maidstone, but
Yeah.
I want to get him back on again. 'Cause
He was fantastic.
He said some things
So
just in
interesting.
passing, like he's a songwriter and he's got a
Michel
platinum.
Gale, I think he wrote for
Michel Gale, but he's got a platinum album stuck
Aaron
up on his
Carter.
wall. Aaron Carter, you know,
What was
one
in
of the
Nick
Backstreet-
Carter's
Yeah.
label? Yeah.
He wrote for
the
him.
album.
No
And he's got
way.
a platinum, and it's just this guy like on Tunbridge Road in his house with a
Wow.
studio there.
But he also told a story on the podcast where he was on a bus or a train travelling somewhere.
With Morton Harkett from Aha.
Yeah, he was just talking
Yeah.
to him. And
He's been around
What,
a little
the-
while, like.
But they're Norwegian, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. He was recording in the same studio as them or
yeah,
something.
and he sort
like-
of had a chat with him on the bus on the way home.
And like he just
That's
was
mad.
throwing out these names, and we were like, it was really early on. It was like episode 10 or something,
yeah,
wasn't
it's
it?
an
And we
early
were just
episode.
not. We were like, because he's a guy that I've known since uni. While I was there, I was doing journalism, and he wanted people to review his album. So I got talking to him on MySpace, and did a review for the website for him. And then I went down to see him play in Islington, and the original stuff was kind of trip hoppy, kind of massive attacky, but with more acoustic guitar stuff in there. It was really cool. And then he changed singer, didn't he? And he went in a slightly
Who was
more
the
electro.
original singer? Was
Claire
Llewellyn, wasn't it?
Llewellyn, yeah, who is still performing
As herself, yeah. But when
She's
we
got
had
a
him
really
on,
good voice.
when we had him on here, he was playing with Christina
Smith,
Smith. It's a hard name
who
to
is
remember.
now
that
Chess.
Chess Smith. But she's in a band and they're really fucking
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I can't remember the name.
Well, we
yeah.
worked out that we'd played with an old band of hers back in
Yes.
the day as well,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
we? So we had a bit of a chat about that. But he was just really interesting because he's been around and he's written for like Eurovision
Oh, okay.
and X Factor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like he's written some of that. So I'd like to have him back on because I want to be able to drill down now. I'm a bit more confident
Yeah.
with actually talking to people.
That's quite a big deal.
Yeah. So he was probably one of them, not the more interesting, but he definitely like someone. I think there's a load more stuff
Oh yeah,
that
yeah.
we can get into with it.
Fountain of knowledge and entertainment and stories.
Just trying to think of some of the other. I mean, Andy obviously he's come on a few times recently. He's just ridiculously talented.
He pumps out
scripts,
stuff
direct-
like you do. Basically,
But he does
He's
it
just
in
constantly working.
He does it in like film though, doesn't he? He does
Yeah,
like
yeah.
short films. He's recently done a whole podcast episode, a whole podcast series, a sci-fi series called Monsoon Jackson, which is just finished.
Yes.
Which is why we're going to have him on the next episode. And yeah, he's ridiculous. His work rate is like, I don't know how he does it.
What's his surname out of interest?
Case. Andy
Oh right,
Case.
yeah, I know a guy
Yeah,
called
that's
Andy
why-
that makes
Right.
short films.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I saw that look.
Yeah.
Is this? No.
No.
Yeah. No, but
I
that's
think
great.
like the aim for 2019 is to try and expand the group of guests because I
Yeah.
like it when we have guests on. I've always said it. We were like the dynamic of like having more people in and having a laugh and having, you know,
people who think the same as us as well, so we can make the same jokes who don't get offended when I talk about molesting children. You know, and they laugh along with me. Or firing mortars at people against brick walls. That was another story. That was a good one.
That was a North Korean story. That was excellent. Kim Jong-un's girlfriend gets shot by mortar. Not even firing squad. Like,
decimated her with a mortar round. Great.
Wow.
Because she went somewhere without telling him or something. It was, it was some ridiculous thing like that.
God, what a control freak.
It wasn't just her, it was her family as well, because obviously they've got to be bad if she's bad.
And most of the band that she was in.
Yeah, like, of course, you know, that's how it works.
Damn.
That's fair game.
Got that bad blood. Was it Taylor Swift? I don't know.
Yeah,
sings about that.
I don't know. Because that's what she's singing about.
Queen Taylor.
Yes.
Queen Tay-Tay.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard that new Weezer album, the Teal album?
Yes,
No.
it's brilliant.
I love it.
It's a cover album.
Yeah.
I saw that it was the Africa single turned into an
entire
album, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, so it was the single. So if anyone who added it on Spotify as the single woke up one night and it was an album of songs.
The Toto cover had been up there for ages, I think.
Yeah, I've heard that. I haven't heard the rest of the album.
And then, all of a sudden, like last Monday or something, they dropped the entire album on there.
Yeah,
I listened through it. It's fucking brilliant.
It's good. I really like it.
I like Weezer because, I don't know, like...
You know where you stand with Weezer, I think, in a good way.
Yeah. What I love about it is aren't they the band whose fans have asked... They've signed a petition to stop them making new music? Because they're like, the first 2 or 3 albums are fucking brilliant, and then you went weird with Pork and Beans, and all that. Like,
and the
Beverly
fans
Hills.
have decided.
Yeah. Apparently, their
we don't
fans
want to make any more music.
They
That's
are
right, because if their fans go, "Can you do this song?" They go, "Yeah, all right then."
it just started from like the album art or the single art, I guess you could call it, for Africa when that came out, was just like a green background and then a snap, like a snip.
Tweet, wasn't it?
Yeah, the tweet saying "Do Africa" or something like that. And, I think it's time you bless the rains down in Africa. That's the tweet.
I'm looking at the track list. What's the No Scrubs like?
Yeah.
It's good.
It bangs, mate. Honestly.
Yeah.
And is Stand By Me? Is that Benny?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Billie Jean, Mr. Blue Sky.
Yeah.
I'll have to give this a go.
They're incredible musicians as well. I don't think people give them enough. People don't notice them enough, I think.
Yeah.
Like, they were massive for a while in the like late 90s, early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had, Beverly Hills. And that's all people know of them.
Yeah.
But their musicality is just, like, those songs might as well be the original songs, some of them.
Yeah, like the Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Like, you hear the start, it takes you a while. Oh shit, this is a cover.
Yeah.
Like,
sounds like him as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We did some obscure weird covers, didn't we?
We did Paparazzi by Lady Gaga in a ska style.
House of the Rising Sun by the Animals. We also did Sitting on the Dock of the Bay.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd like to hear all of those, to be fair.
None of them are recorded, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, Ace of Base, Life is a Flower.
Oh yeah,
that one is recorded. There's a live version.
There is a live version of that somewhere on YouTube.
Yeah,
I'll have to bring it up later on.
But we had an album called Take Short. No, it wasn't on Take Shortcuts. Which album was it where we did
Take Shortcuts? Yeah.
Was it Jimmy B in Take Shortcuts?
Yeah,
which was James Bond theme.
Okay,
we just did that instrumental.
We used to open up. We used to open up with that, didn't we, on our live shows?
You ever heard that Damon Albarn track that he did for the Trainspotting soundtrack?
No,
I don't think I have.
It's called Closet Romantic, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like a really nice kind of like a little bit orchestral, and it's, I don't know, it's quite a charming little. It's like instrumental for like the first sort of 3 minutes or so, and then towards the end, I don't know why it happens, but Damon Albarn, there's like no lyrics for the first like 2/3 of the song, and then the last third of the song, he's just reeling off titles of James Bond films.
Really?
It's really strange.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just him go.
Damon Albarn's
Dr. No.
Really?
Yeah.
He's gone a bit weird.
Moonraker.
Like.
I liked his solo album, the one with like Everyday Robots and Mr. Tembo. It was pretty.
Can I be controversial and ask a question? Blur or Oasis?
Oh shit!
Oasis.
Right.
Oh shit!
See, it used to be Blur.
It still is Blur.
I've
Oasis.
never.
Yeah, it's Oasis.
It's both for me. I don't.
Yeah.
Because they're so different.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Oasis are rock and roll Beatles.
Yep.
Basically, they're just heavier Beatles.
Which is, they've all never claimed to be anything
yeah,
other
no, I
than that.
know.
though, have
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
the
That's what
thing,
they.
like,
That's
they
what
know.
that was their raison d'etre.
Yeah.
Like we are the Beatles, but heavier.
But better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that too. And Blur were always a little bit more arty, except
That's
for when
why
they
I
went for
like
Modern
them.
Life
See-
is
Yeah,
Rubbish.
yeah.
Modern Life is Rubbish was a bit more kind of like nuts and bolts,
Mm.
See-
but they were always experimental.
Yeah.
I always liked Oasis, and I always liked everything I heard from Blur.
Mm.
But like, I like their singles. That's all I know of Blur. So based on that, I'm like, well, Oasis, because I like.
I know
everything
the albums.
Oasis
Yeah.
does.
I've seen both.
I never
live.
really got into
Mm.
Blur. I got into Oasis.
I
Where
saw both live. Saw Blur at Reading
Right.
when he fell flat on his face when he tripped over a lead.
Nice.
It was during the kind of think tank period,
Right.
so it was all kind of crazy beat and that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. But they did bring Phil Daniels out to do Park Life.
Oh yeah, I saw him at the. It was like the Olympic closing ceremony,
Yes,
but it
yeah,
wasn't. It was like it wasn't the actual closing ceremony.
Mm.
It was in Hyde Park, and it was just a concert. It's like who was there? So I saw the Specials,
Yeah. Oh wow!
New Order, Bombay Bicycle Club, and then Blur at the end.
That's
and
a lineup.
yeah, it was good. I had a really good time. And Blur at the end, they brought out what's his name? Phil Daniels. Yeah, for
yeah.
Park Life. And then randomly I have no idea why it happened. Right, Harry Enfield, dressed up as like a French maid, pushing like a tea trolley, just came out on stage and started. He was there for about like 15-20 seconds, and Damon Albarn didn't interact with him. He was just there doing his thing with his tea trolley, went off stage, and there was no mention of it at all.
How
like,
weird.
Yeah, everyone was just like, okay, that's Harry Enfield. What the fuck's he
What's
doing
going
there?
on?
I mean,
Wow.
fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wasn't complaining. I was just a bit confused. Like,
Weird.
yeah, it's a good show though.
Yeah. And Oasis was good as well. Like, I saw them. They were playing with a bunch of bands that were clearly all influenced by Oasis. It was like the Enemy,
Oh yeah.
Kasabian,
Mhm.
Mm.
Reverend and the Makers, and Oasis. And you could just be like, when you were watching them, you were like, oh yeah, Kasabian are basically Oasis with synth, aren't they? And oh yeah, Reverend and the Makers, that's an Oasis tribute band.
Mm.
It's weird though, because I don't like Kasabian.
I do. Some albums are not so good as others.
I thought the latest one was great.
Yeah.
Real like festival tunes,
Yeah,
real
yeah,
large
yeah.
tunes on there.
And the one before it as well, the one that was just numbers,
one
48,
with-
16, the one with Bumblebee. And
with Easy on that, yeah.
Yeah, that's such a fucking banger.
It's an amazing track.
But yeah, that was the tour where they broke up. Like, and you could sense the tension on the
Right,
stage. Like,
yeah.
Because basically they'd just come from, I think they'd been playing Manchester the night before, and it was when the sound had gone out, and one of them said, just ask for your fucking money back.
Yeah.
And they're from Liverpool, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, before anyone else picks up on it. And loads of people did. And then at Wembley, the sound went out twice. And I think Noel was like, right, we told people to get their money back the other night. You fuckers aren't doing that. Because it nearly fucking bankrupted us.
Yeah.
But yeah, the sound went out twice. And they were not happy.
Mm.
They were really not happy.
Yeah, I bet.
And yeah, probably about a week or two later, they had the big bust up, and that was it.
I still haven't watched that. What's it called? Supersonic?
Oh, it's really
It's
good.
amazing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really good. Did you see the Bros documentary?
I've watched most of it.
Oh,
How
mate,
funny is
it's
that?
so
How-
good.
it's
Did
so
you watch it?
awkward.
over
No, I've
Christmas?
seen all the trailers. It is a piss take, isn't it?
No,
No.
it's for real, but it's basically Spinal Tap, but real.
Really?
Oh,
Are they not?
They're
Are they not?
mental.
Are they not?
Yeah.
Are they not actually taking the piss out of
No,
themselves?
it's real.
It's
like,
quite a hard watch. Like
It's
it
tough.
makes you cringe.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know. I feel like
'Cause
too
I
much
feel-
empathy. Like I can't.
I
I
feel
can't
like
deal with stuff like that.
Matt Goss.
I thought they were taking the piss.
No, it's
No,
for real.
they
All those quotes you've read, sincere.
Okay.
Like we were two squares, and when we came together, we formed like a rectangle, and that was our fortress. And what was the other thing? I
the
think
epitome of home or whatever.
Yeah.
HOME, those 4 letters, they just the epitome of home or something like that.
And what was the other one? One of the songs I've written most recently is that everyone is kings or something. And he's like, well, I just thought, I look around me and I think like even the people sweeping the streets, to me they're kings, because it means that I don't have to sweep the street. Here's a picture of my dog, and he's got a pint of lager. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a must watch.
Like Matt Goss seems to have like a real chip on his shoulder and seem to want it, even though he's the one doing the music still.
They argue like fuck.
Oh, it's the bit right at the end where he's talking about the pyrotechnics. They look like real, like flames or whatever it was, and they're like, no, that is real flames. And then he gets up and like just storms out because he's been made to look like a prick. It's just like, that guy's got a glass jaw, like.
When they're like rehearsing and stuff, and one of them's saying like, oh, you come in at this point, and then he's like, well, you're not telling me what I should be doing, you should be doing this. It's just a hard watch, man.
Yeah, it was a tough
It's
one.
hilarious though.
But
it is hilarious.
yeah.
Is it on Netflix?
BBC.
Yeah,
Is it?
iPlayer. Yeah.
Oh God. I don't know if I could.
It's so good. So
It
good.
is- it is
like, I'm
entertaining.
not obviously not a Bros fan, but yeah, give it a watch. It's a recommendation, highly recommended. But take something for your cringe glands, because they
I
will
genuinely
swell up.
thought it was satire.
No, no, it's for real.
So it's like
all we
real
had when we were-
Spinal Tap
all
for
we had
real.
to play with when we were kids was a dart. No dartboard, just a dart.
Yeah.
We'd throw it into the air.
Just throw it as high as we could. And just stand dead still, hoping it didn't hit one of us. Fuck.
And you're standing there thinking, clearly it hit both of you at some point.
In the head. But yeah, it's such a good watch. Highly recommended. But yeah.
Did you see Ben Affleck stepping down from
I did, yeah.
the role of Batman?
He's not.
See who's one of the
Potential. No.
Let's have a look.
Shit, I've forgotten who it was now.
Is
Do they,
this
do they have
Kit Harington
Oh right.
from Game of Thrones.
He's a bit weedy.
Has he got the jaw for it? Has he got that whole square jaw thing going?
why?
I'm Batman.
Batman the bastard.
Why has Ben stepped down? It's not to do. Is it to do with
Snore.
Robin?
Sorry?
It's like he didn't want to be doing it in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, he did, because he was writing the Batman movie, like
Yeah.
film, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was supposed to be writing it and stuff, but then didn't he get taken off of it, or they chucked out his ideas or something?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I saw that Kit Harington's front runner for one of the front runners.
Yeah.
Which
I like Ben Affleck.
I thought he was a really good.
I think he's.
I thought
fine,
he was
yeah.
fantastic Bruce Wayne and Batman, because usually they're either a good Batman or a good Bruce Wayne. And
Okay.
I thought he was a good Bruce Wayne and Batman.
So how do you two feel towards the whole that whole cinematic universe? I guess because a lot of people hate it.
I haven't been to one since Batman v Superman. I refuse to go and see them anymore.
Right.
I just can't be asked.
And he likes Batman.
And I love
Yeah.
Batman. Batman was my favourite superhero.
But yeah, it's not great, is it? I liked Wonder
Nah.
Woman.
Yeah.
I really, really liked Wonder Woman, and I thought Suicide Squad was good fun. And that's pretty much it.
What did I watch the other week? It was the where Danny DeVito is the Penguin.
Oh, Batman Returns.
Yeah. Who's it? Is it Michael Keaton? It's Michael Keaton. Batman.
Yeah,
Michael Keaton.
yeah.
Yeah.
What a fantastic performance from Danny DeVito in that film. I mean, I'm a huge DeVito fan anyway,
Yeah.
but it's great.
I watched it again in the last couple of years for the first time in ages and didn't realise quite how creepy and sexually molestery he is in it.
Yeah.
Like he's
a
always
bit
trying to come on to
touchy.
Catwoman.
Yeah.
And like.
But I mean, you see Catwoman in that film.
Yeah,
like,
too
so
right. I mean, that was an awakening for me in the early 90s.
Yeah, that suit. Like,
Michelle Pfeiffer, fuck me.
I went to the DC exhibition at the O2. That Catwoman suit, it's not looking great these days.
No,
it's all sort of like shredded and like.
Oh really?
Yeah, they haven't. It hasn't
Is this
been
the one
maintained very
before
well.
the zips and shit?
Yeah, it was stitched up. It's not been maintained very well.
Oh no,
it doesn't look great these days. But yeah.
Army Hammer, Nick Jonas.
What is these Batman candidates?
Yep. Nick Jonas, Army Hammer. See, everyone's saying Nick Jonas. Everyone. Jake Gyllenhaal.
He
Kit
can't be.
Harington.
He's. Did you see him
He's
in
Mysterio.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good.
I'm so.
I still
looking forward
think,
to that.
yeah.
You think the theory that we had when we spoke last time,
Which is that he's actually a bad guy.
he's a
Well,
bad
he's
guy.
Traditionally he's a villain.
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
he,
yeah.
those two?
But
in the
we
trailer,
think
he's
that
portrayed
he's-
as a good guy, isn't he?
We
He
think
looks like we think
we think he's making those monsters so that he can fight them and get the kind of credit.
He's doing
Yeah.
he's doing a
for fighting
syndrome
them off. Yeah, syndrome
Right.
from the
from the
Incredibles.
Incredibles.
Okay.
He's
Or
creating
like-
the monsters and then fighting them.
Or Shark Tale. He's the Will Smith character fighting a shark.
Yeah.
And what was the other
Or
thing?
Dragonheart.
Yeah. Dragonheart. Did you know there's a Dragonheart too?
Is there?
Yeah.
What?
But the dragon died at the end of Dragonheart. How can there be a Dragonheart?
I don't think this Dragonheart is to the Sean. Is it
Sean Connery is
Yeah,
the dragon
yeah.
and Kevin Costner.
There
I
is
think, isn't
there's a Dragonheart too.
it? What?
I know. All I know is that it exists, and that was my reaction.
But that makes no sense.
Wow.
Hmm.
I haven't seen Dragonheart since I first saw it at the cinema.
It's a new beginning. Oh, so is it a...
Oh, is it like an
it's a
origin
prequel?
story?
Oh, okay, right.
No, direct-to-video sequel.
But it's called Dragonheart Origin.
1 year before his death, Sir Bowen visits the cave home of his long-dead dragon friend Draco and there finds an egg. He takes Ed to a monastery where his friend brother Gilbert, an eccentric and virtuous monk, lives. The friars at the monastery pledge to hide the dragon away. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, so it's a new dragon,
Right. How weird.
which apparently male dragons can lay eggs. Because Sean Connery was a male dragon, surely.
Mm.
Unless they're like the dinosaurs in South Park. Jurassic Park, where they can change their sex
Oh,
on
yeah.
demand.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Does that happen in Jurassic Park?
Yeah, all the
Is it like a
the
move?
original Jurassic Park, all the dinosaurs were females, but because they used the DNA of frogs, and certain frogs change their sex to reproduce when there's just females around.
Right.
Because they find eggs, don't they, in the
Yeah,
brachiosaur
yeah.
bit, and they're like, they're mating.
So is that like official Jurassic Park canon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the first
Jurassic
film.
Park
It's
canon.
Oh,
in
okay.
the first film. They engineered all the dinosaurs to be girls. They make a big point of that when they're being shown round
Oh
the thing at
yeah.
the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there's a
That's the thing.
theory.
There's a lot of things when you watch it as a child that you
That you
just
gloss
you
over
don't pick
'cause
up.
Yeah.
It just
like-
goes over your head.
I just want to see dinosaurs. I'm
and
here
now,
for the
and now
dinosaurs,
when you
not
watch
the
it,
plot.
when you watch it as an adult, you're like, oh my god, why did I...
Yeah,
This is a new film.
yeah.
I liked Samuel L. Jackson's character in the
Yeah.
first Jurassic, just the man in the chair.
Yeah.
Always got a fag on the whole time.
Just out the. Don't hold on to your butt.
Yeah.
Dies off screen.
Yeah, he does. You
You
only
never
see his
see
arm,
his
don't
death. Yeah.
you? You only see his arm. So technically, he's not dead. If you never see his
Yeah,
death, he's
that's
not
true,
dead. He
actually.
can't. He
They
might
could-
not be
they
dead.
could
They can
technically
bring
him back.
Just
He could
one arm.
reprise his. Yeah.
Which, let's
You're
face
welcome,
it,
Hollywood.
It's Sam
Yeah.
Jackson. They definitely will do at some point. Yes.
As long as he calls a dinosaur a motherfucker or something like that.
Or says, get these motherfucking dinosaurs.
It's
This
motherfucking island.
Oh god, right.
Brilliant. Cool.
We started talking Dragonheart, so I think probably. Although to be fair, we opened with fucking board games. So.
Yeah. But no, thanks for coming on, guys, and thanks for the music as well.
Yeah, where can people get it?
Available now on all popular platforms.
There we
Okay.
go.
Streaming,
Everywhere.
Spotify, iTunes.
Yeah, your Spotify's, your iTunes.
SoundCloud.
No,
Oh.
not SoundCloud. Tidal.
No.
All the streaming platforms: Amazon, Google, Bandcamp.
Yeah, Bandcamp if you want to buy the CD. Can you buy CDs on Bandcamp?
You can buy
You
a CD or
Yeah.
digital.
Or a
one.
digital version.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's
Looking out for gig listings around the way as well. Is that on what,
Yeah, it's
Facebook or
Saturday, the 9th of
Bandcamp?
February at the Style and Winch.
Yeah. got one in Bedford in March sometime. If you're lucky, you might catch us. And then Fringe Fest.
Mason Fringe. Yeah.
Yeah. What, do you know the date for the Fringe?
It's 4th of May.
Saturday the 4th of May.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so we're performing at the 4 Degrees in the Royal Star Arcade in Maidstone for
Right.
Maidstone Fringe Fest.
Okay.
They're really
Cool.
doing up the Royal Star Arcade
They
at
are,
the
aren't
minute.
they? Yeah. But I assume that all of these things will be put on like
Yeah,
Facebook,
they'll be on all the
Twitter.
socials.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are Roundhouse on Instagram, Facebook, and
All those places.
We are Roundhouse.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Excellent.
Thanks
It's
for
been
having us.
Pleasure having you back.
Yeah,
guys.
thanks for having us, guys.
And we'll do this again at some point
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
We always enjoy it when you come round.
Yeah,
We'll
it's been.
find even more inappropriate songs to play and all that.
We've done child molestation. Now, so we can only go up from here.
Indeed, we can.
Right.
So until next time, I've been Tom.
I've been Ant.
I've been Dan.
Been Jim.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, motherfucker. Hello, motherfucker.
Zim zimmer, who's got the dough for a bimmer? Inflation is making us thinner. Watching our finance payments get bigger. All to be labelled as a winner. If you believe, then pray for me, I'm sicker. Lately I've been sicker, seeing what I gaze at in the mirror. Specsavers couldn't make the vision any clearer. Suicide couldn't have came any nearer. But it's a new day, a new era, a new dawn, and I came to deliver. I've been chilling in the winter, my blood runs warm, so pure and my mind's on form. My fam support me if I'm adamant, and chief madness is when I step back from the cannabis. So pay respect now, you can't haggle with a man who knows his worth and ain't even trying to brag a bit. So calm, so comfy. Big man with a beard, you won't budge me. Heard them hood rats saying that I'm ugly. Why are they complaining? They ain't gotta fuck me. Luckily my right hand holds more talent and better company. So like an acapella, I don't want your beat. Still got aunts and mums all uppity, loving me cause they think I'm ever so lovely. Got 'em going weak like my currency. 2018's had its fair share of fuckery. Middle finger to your Brexit and Trump believers and all appropriate authorities, no apologies. I wanna know who came to have fun, no. I wanna know who came to get drunk, no. I wanna know who came to take drugs, no. I wanna know who came to see us, no. Zim zimmer, who's got the dough for a bimmer? Maybe not I, but I don't give up. Zim zimmer, still they want a glimpse with a winner. Now I'm living my life, don't be bitter. Zim zimmer, with Dean in a disco. Or be my chicken inbox wants me to give up. I live for some dinner.